Well, hello everyone. I hope you're having a blessed and beautiful day today. I wanted to share something that I've been thinking about over the last few days. Well, actually, since the death of Pope Benedict, something kind of struck me, and I've been kind of thinking about it and mulling over it and kind of wondering if I should share it with you guys, or if I should just, if it's just nothing and whatever. But I thought I would share it. Now, this is just my personal speculation, just kind of talking. If you hear something in the background, I'm freezing, and this is my heater is on. I'm standing in front of my heater. But with Pope Benedict, now we know that, well, it was assumed and speculated that he was part of a Freemason something, cult, whatever. I don't have any definitive proof, so I can't say that. But being that the Catholic religion is just that, it's a religion and it's a false religion, I'm not going to get into any of that further, but he did hold to somewhat of a moral standard to where he kind of stood up against things such as homosexuality and abortion and, same-sex marriage. He did have somewhat of a moral compass, okay? Now, I was looking for it. I couldn't find it, and it's probably been scrubbed for a reason. But I remember when he resigned and Pope Francis got in there was something to do with Pope Francis kind of basically forced him out. And at that time, when I had heard all of the stuff with that and the articles and stuff like that about that, back then I knew, even though I wasn't truly, I wasn't really in depth with prophecy at the time, something in my spirit, I knew at the time that that was something huge, because there was a reason why Pope Francis pushed him out. And now later on, having seen and heard some of the things that Pope Francis has talked about, what he stands up for and everything, now I know why I felt what I did back then. I believe, and this is just my personal belief, I'm not saying he is or not. Well, I am for myself. I'm not saying that it's 100%, but I believe that he's the false prophet spoken of in Revelation. Come on, Coconut. Sorry, she's... Come on. I lost my train of thought. Hang on. Okay, anyway, we'll just move on. We know that Pope Francis and everything that he believes and teaches and things that he has said goes completely contrary to what the Bible speaks of. Everything that, let's just put it this way, everything that Pope Benedict was against, Pope Francis is for, and he basically pushed out Benedict and completely changed the Vatican forever. And I think also, with Pope Benedict, he was kind of right underneath Francis, but he still had some pull. He still had some say-so in and even to the point where, if Francis said something or did something, that he still had some pull with the other cardinals that are in that Vatican area. Now, what struck me was when Benedict died, that pull and that goodness, if you will, that moral compass also died with him. And now Francis has free reign and can continue and actually continue on with his more evil plan that he already had before. Because the way that I saw it was like, like a restrainer. I'll just be honest. That's how I saw it, as like a scenario, as like the restrainer. Francis is an evil person. I mean, he is complete through and through evil, wicked. He's an evil, wicked man. Benedict, he had a lot of moral, to him. So when I saw that, I thought, it kind of put like a scenario into my head. Like Benedict was the restrainer that was removed, and now evil can completely take over. And it kind of was like, there's nothing holding it back now. And if I am correct about Francis being the false prophet, then now that Benedict is out of the way and there's nothing stopping him, there's nobody to kind of step in the way or to, speak anything against his evil agenda or his plan, then, and if I'm correct, like I was saying, that he is who he said he is, then this takes the to a whole new level, okay? Now, we know that Francis is a big part of that world religion house, which, by the way, I need to check on to find out what's going on with that thing. That thing has been silent. I don't know. I need to find out if there's any updates on that. Because remember, before they were supposed to be opening in October, and then it got moved to this year, and I don't know if it's opened or what's going on. I personally believe that is holding out, and I've said this before in a video, and I can't remember which video it was, but I believe that building is holding out for after the rapture, because I believe that that's where the Antichrist is going to I don't know, just maybe go to or live at or preach at or do whatever he's going to do at. I believe that that's where he's going to kind of make his statement at the most. Could be wrong. I don't know. Just my observation of things that are going on. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to share some ideas with you guys about the whole Pope incident and what I've been feeling about it. And, again, this is just my speculation. This is not something that I was given like in a dream or something. This is just me talking about it. Crazy times are happening. And it's like the world leaders, they made sure. I noticed when I was reading up on a little bit on Benedict's death and everything, and how the world leaders were, giving their condolences or whatever, that Emmanuel Macron was the first one on the list that, and maybe possibly also, I mean, now that I'm thinking about it as I'm speaking, I'm wondering if, the death of Benedict kind of released everything. Like it was like it released everything. I mean, we know that the Antichrist is here. I also wanted to talk to you about something too, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, okay? I don't typically do this, but I'm going to go out on a limb here. And, disclaimer, I'm not setting a date. I'm just, just talking. This year is very high, okay? And the reason being is because if you do the calculations, if you add 7 years to 2023, it's 2030. We know that the 2030 agenda wants to be accomplished by 2030. So that would mean that everything has to be done during the 7-year, right? They want everybody marked. They're going to start taking freedoms away. And that's not just here, that's globally. They're trying to ban freedoms. And I mean that by banning basic household things. You can't run your air conditioning. You can't run your heater. You can't have a gas stove. You can't have gas water heaters. You can't have, they're trying to ban even like gas cars, and you can't even buy a gas car anymore. Well, they're saying you're not going to be able to have any of this stuff. They're going to be telling you what you can and cannot have. And this is part of the agenda. I'm not going to say the whole word because, but, the generation is between 70 to 80 years. And a lot of people want to try to debunk that by saying, oh, well, it could be 83 years. It could be 85 years. What the Bible doesn't say, it could be 83 or 85. If the Bible said it's you have to go with according to what the Bible says. If the Bible says a generation is between 70 to 80 years with strength, then that's what you hold to. It doesn't say between 70 to approximately 80 or at least 80. There's so many people that are trying to debunk that and say, well, it could be 85 years. It could be, but that's not, the generation shall not pass. So that means and this is how I kind of see it, because if the person was born, which they would have had to have been born in 1948 in order to fulfill the generation mark, right? Because if they were of a certain age, they've already passed that generation mark. And if they were born in 1948, when Israel became a nation, then that puts them at 80 years in 2030. So that's how I view that as a generation, that they were born in 1948. Now, Israel is 73, turning 74. Now, if you get to 74 and you add 7, it's over the 80 years. Okay? It's over the 80 years. If you wait until Israel's New Year, which I think is May 14th, at least, from May 14th till before that, they're still in their year of 73. Yeah, because then 73 plus 7 is 80. So, speculation, again, big bold letters here. If it gets, like I said, if it gets to 74 years, then it's past the generation mark. It'll then actually be 81 years in 2030. Do you get what I'm putting down, people? I'm just saying, it's just fun to kind of visualize everything. And it's also kind of, if you look at what's going on in the world and you look at everything that's happening and the death rate that is going on, and I'll talk about that maybe in another video, because that's something that's, I believe is part of judgment. But I'm going to get off track here. Okay, let me just say what I'm going to say, because I'm going to forget. So I've noticed, and I could be wrong. I'd have to really look it up, but I could be wrong. But it seems like there's a lot of people dying across the world due to what, except for Israel, due to what. I could be wrong. And I thought about that today, thinking, I wonder if it's because they're a protected people, God's protecting them, I could be wrong. I mean, that's just what I'm thinking. But anyways, that's what I was thinking about. But getting back to what we were talking about, with everything has sped up, and it seems like, we had a lull in the action for quite a while last year, and then it kind of sped up a little bit, and we were thinking, oh my gosh, this is it. And then it just stopped. But here we go, it's like the train is getting faster and gaining speed now. And, we're on the 9th or 10th of January, and look at everything that has happened just in this first few weeks of January. And, let's just say hypothetically that, the rapture happens before May 14th. Okay, let's just say that. I mean, this is a good season. Everything that's happening is, casting its shadow on the tribulation that we are not a part of. So, if we're seeing this stuff happening, are we going to go past that? No, I'm not saying that we aren't going to. I'm not saying that the rapture is definitely going to happen by May 14th. I don't know. I pray that we are. I want to go home. But it's just kind of interesting to kind of look at the different aspects of it and count and do the generational thing. And, if it gets past a certain point, then it is past a certain point. And the Bible doesn't say that it's past 80s. It says 80. It says, and another thing, when it says 80 with strength, who's going to give strength? That just hit me. When it says the generation is 70 to 80 years with strength, who's going to give strength during the tribulation? We know that the bride is gone before that. So there has to be, the believers that are in that tribulation have to have strength in order to endure till the end, right? So who's going to give them strength? Oh my goodness. That just hit me. 70 to 80 years with strength. And then it says that Jesus, and I'm paraphrasing, but Jesus has to come back before everything is destroyed, like they destroy themselves, or there would be no flesh left. And we know that the you-know-what is changing people. They're coming out and kind of slowly kind of denying it, kind of showing it how it is changing people. And if that turns into the MOB, then, Jesus has to come so that there would be no flesh, or there would still be flesh left. Because if let's say we were raptured, in 10 or 15 years, there would be no flesh left because of everything that's happening now with everybody dying because of it. And because it's also sterilizing people. Young kids, and I saw something today that they knew that was what they were doing. They knew that's what it did, and that's why they were pushing it for kids, because they were trying to do like a population control. And so Jesus has to come back to stop that. He has to come back. And the generation, holy smokes, man. He's going to give strength to those that are left behind. So it kind of goes hand in hand, giving strength, and he has to come back to preserve before there's no flesh left. So we're here. We are there. We are there. We are there. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to come on and, chat with you guys for a little bit, but I hope you have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you later, okay? Bye.